Hey guys, Mike the Caveman Kuhn here again from Paleo Primal Long Island and MikeTheCaveman.com. And today's question comes from my good friend Susanna Pereira, and it had to do with the little conversation we had this morning. It started out as a joke, but it evolved into something real. And as you see, the sun is finally coming out. The weather is no longer being bipolar. Apparently the weather got a little bit of sun, got a little vitamin D itself, and now it's doing a little happier. So, as such, the question that we're talking about today is, what is the deal with sun exposure and how healthy is sunscreen and do you need it? Okay? So when it comes to sunscreen, there are a number of issues with it, okay? Common sunscreens, they are full of chemicals that can disrupt your hormones, okay? They are endocrine disruptors, but they also have toxic substances that can get into your system and cause cancer itself, okay? So the whole point, the reason why you're wearing sunscreen, right, is to be able to avoid cancer. The problem is, those chemicals themselves are a problem. So when the sun comes and hits us, there are various different types of radiation that are coming out, you know. There is the light that you see, there's visible light. There is UV light, which is the one that everybody's concerned about. There are three main types. There's UVC, UVB, and UVA. Now, fortunately, the ozone layer, we didn't destroy it too bad yet. It stops UVC, the most dangerous type, from getting through. UVB is the one that we're most commonly associated with the development of cancer, and to a lesser extent, UVA. Problem is, UV light also causes our body to produce vitamin D, all right? It's our own little version of photosynthesis, right? We synthesize vitamin D from cholesterol using the light. So, the problem is, we as a culture are very sun phobic, right? We don't want to go out in the sun because we're afraid of getting burned. Problem is, the sun itself is a hormetic stressor, like we've talked about before, okay? So that hormesis concept, where little bit over time leads to an adaptation. The adaptation we see, that we know we're getting that good vitamin D, you know, we tan, right? So you lift, you get bigger. When you go out in the sun, you get tan, all right? So that allows you to go out in the sun for longer periods. That being said, I'm not saying to go out in the sun all day and just burn, particularly if you are fairer skinned and you burn easily, all right? That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about short exposures and progressively building that up, all right? 10, 15 minutes. Right now, in the earlier parts, from April to May to June, now we're in June, you should be doing little exposures, and then eventually you can go out for longer. Now, I'm not saying that you should be going uncovered, all right? There are alternatives. Coconut oil is an amazing one. Now, I know there's a great internet fervor over whether or not it's safe to be putting coconut oil on your skin when you go out in the sun. Thing is, coconut oil does have a natural SPF of about 4 to 7, depending on the sources you're finding, all right? Is that a high SPF? No. Does it need to be? If you're reapplying, no. Okay, so you put that on and you keep reapplying it. If you go, you're at the beach and you go in the water, as soon as you get out, put some more back on, all right? I've been using that for about 6 years now, all right? Since I got into nutrition and health as much as I have, I've been using exclusively coconut oil. I have not used any type of sunscreen since then. I've not had any burns, all right? There is a caveat to that though, all right? If you are eating an inflammatory diet, you're eating lots of grains, lots of vegetable oils, lots of refined flours and sugars, well, then you're setting up your body for inflammation, and it can get oxidized, and the cells in your body can be exposed to free radical damage. That being said, all right, if you are eating the right things, if you are managing your other stresses, if you're getting adequate sleep, if you're taking other things to help with inflammation, be they turmeric, like I love my Synchro Gold, if you're getting adequate omega-3 fatty acids, so you're eating enough fish, or you're supplementing with a quality fish oil, okay, you're not going to be having those problems. Omega-6s, we talked about during our cooking oil video, omega-6s are able to be oxidized. Polyunsaturated fats in general can get oxidized easily, but omega-6s in particular get oxidized and create free radicals. No good, all right? So, if you're eating a lot of vegetable oils or animals that are being fed grains and they are rich in omega-6 fatty acids like arachidonic acid, well, then that's going to get incorporated into your skin. all right? And those cells now are more susceptible to oxidative damage, particularly from the sun. On the other hand, if you're eating quality saturated fats, like grass-fed butter, coconut oil, skinny fat, and the other MCTs, all right? Well, then your body's going to be stronger adapted to oxidative stress, all right? In which case, you'll be able to go out in the sun and not deal with that burning and not deal with that cancer, all right? Again, the sun provides that hormetic stressor, all right? It allows you to build up and build up and build up, and you are able to avoid those issues, okay? Other things besides just the pure coconut oil you might want to add in include peppermint oil, lavender oil, red raspberry oil. Those essential oils have SPFs between 7 to about 30, depending on which one, and you can add those into your coconut oil. It'll smell amazing. You put that on, and while I can't make an exact number of what the SPF will now be, it will still improve it. So pick up some quality essential oils, add them to the coconut oil, and you should be good, okay? Like I said, I know a lot of people that have done it. Myself, I've done it here in New York, I've done it in California, I've done it in Texas and Florida, and I've done it in St. Martin. So Caribbean sun, high heat, middle of the summer, nothing but coconut oil, hours of exposure, but I continually reapplied it, all right? That's super important. Anything you're using to block the sun a little bit, you're gonna wanna keep reapplying. If you do not, then you could run into an issue.
That coconut oil will also act as an emollient, which is a skin moisturizer both before, during, and after sun exposure. So you put it on before you go in the sun, you put it on repeatedly during the time you're in the sun, and you also apply it after you're in the sun. That way, in case you were exposed for too long of a period, it actually helps to re-moisturize and heal up the burn as well, okay? The key is make sure you get enough sun exposure to produce adequate vitamin D, but you don't want to be there too long. Just like any hormetic stressor, if you try to lift too much too quickly, you're going to end up torn and beat up. If you try and go into the sun too much too quickly for too long, same problem. Alright guys, I hope you like this video. You know what to do. Like and subscribe down below. Share it with your friends. Head on over to Instagram and Twitter. Find me at Mike the Caveman. You can find me on Facebook at Paleo Primal Long Island, and of course over at MikeTheCaveman.com. That being said, guys, now that the weather's finally where it belongs, go have some fun, get in the sun, do it responsibly. I'll see you next time.